actually.
We're live
now. We're live. We're shaking and baking. It is throwdown time.
It says off air. I'll wait. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Thursday Throwdown, your longest running episodic show in 239 Histories, where we don't make excuses for why we don't do shows. We're here, and I'm your host, X to the D to the A to the L to the Y. Obviously looking a little bit different today. It's a new season, man. I wanted to start over. And I wanted to look like I was 12. Now I don't look like Kevin Smith. I just look weirder. So, kind of some stuff to go over tonight. We got some trades that went down. Also, we're going to break down night one, which is fucking jam-packed. I think there's 6 series on night one. We'll go over those as well and some other stuff along the way. But first, before we get into that, let's meet our panel. I'm going to start a little bit different. Pale Poner is not here tonight. Agent hasn't been on in weeks. He's off snowmobiling. Guy lives like a fucking legend. So I'm going to send this over to none other than Ability. You're reigning, defending. That's my fucking bit. Anyways, Ryan, how you doing tonight, man?
No, man, you had it right, man. Reigning, defending, champion, season 5. Oh, by the way, this shirt I just want to toss out there. This was a misprint by the company I ordered from. This is a one and only Cosmic Fade O'Neal number 8 on the back edition. You guys want to check this out real quick? Oh, yeah? So I'll be keeping this shirt, by the way. But no, man, good night. We got some stuff to talk about, some interesting matchups on night one. You could check out my little girl in the back. She's playing some GTA, kicking everyone's ass on that. Don't mess with her. But I'm going to toss it over to Dalai Lama. Dalai, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Super excited for the season to start. I can't wait to get things going. Big night, night one on Monday. So ready for that shit.
And we got a couple guests on the show tonight, but they aren't newcomers to the show. Shock.
What up?
Taking a season off, Captain, man.
Yep.
You've been the centerpiece of some of the stuff that's been happening. We're going to talk about it, but how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I'm actually looking forward to the season. Can't wait to see how it goes. Can't wait to see where I'm played this season because I've been told multiple things. So It all depends how the cookie crumbles, I guess.
and I see there, man, you already got your trade bait 7. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I'm digging it, man. And last but not least, we got the glorious one with us tonight, Marie. Oh, my God. Mike's friend, man. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Hey, I do have to say, your last episode of the last of the year, can't top that. I don't know how you got Legion. I mean, that was just epic. That's the way to blow out a fucking year. Great job on you guys. I mean, come on now. Got to have the doctor, what do you call himself? The prostate proctologist or whatever.
Listen, man, it was quite the battle. Like I said, my people had to call his people. His people aren't as nice as my people, by the way, in case you were wondering. It was a thing, but we got him on. And, it seemed to get split reviews. But, yeah. And Happy New Year. I forgot. This is the first show after the New Year. Also, by the way, we're on show like 82 or 83. We got a 100-show anniversary or 100-show special coming up here. It won't be this season. I don't even know why I brought it up. But I was going through. I saw it. It's pretty cool. Got 100 episodes coming up here soon. So exciting stuff.
You know what? Here's an idea for you for the 100th episode. Me and Legion on the show with you guys at the same time.
Listen, I'll tell you what, man. If you and Legion are on this show at the same time, I will not be. How about that? That's how that'll play out. But let's get into trades, man. First thing, there was 2 trades that happened. The first one involving none other than Dominator Silva and new captain, not new to the league, Pogsy himself. So Pogs sends Shock to Dominator Silva for, and I got this right, and we told you we would get this, Floaty. So Floaty goes to Pogs, and is that not right?
It's just flowed.
Oh, flowed.
Flowed.
Well, Pog sent me the name. Like he said, it said flow, and then there was the hyphen. Whatever. I'll just go fuck myself. I do it quite a bit.
I'm calling him that for the rest of the season. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Floaty.
So I mean, that's it, man. But so that was the thing. So now Shock will be playing net or center for Dominator Silva's team, and Floaty or Flowed He is going to be playing forward, it appears, for Pogs' team. We got to see them a little bit last night. I was super impressed with him on that left wing. Ability, man. A guy like Shock, who's been in the league for a long time, can play multiple positions, and you got a newcomer, Floaty, who has some experience playing with Pogs in other leagues. Who do you think this trade favors in this one?
Well, I mean, hey, a guy wants to pick up one of his buddies. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't, but oftentimes there's a plus side. There's an advantage to it. I will say this, though. I wanted Shock. Yeah. I wanted to draft him. And here I am watching him already trade hands, and no one talks to me. Look, I get it. I understand where you captains are coming from. I've heard it. I've seen it in a few chats now. Apparently, I'm tough. I'm like Magilla tough when it comes to trading because nobody wants to hash it out with me. I understand. But, Shot going anywhere, I think that's kind of an uncalled for move before any games have been played, especially when you're talking about the caliber of player that Shock is. So now I haven't got to see this Flowed, whatever the heck his name is, but he better flow on the ice because if he doesn't bring it, man, it's going to be one of the worst trades in history in 239, and this is just preseason.
Dolly, what do you think, man? I think maybe you had some experience with Floaty in the past, but obviously Shock. How do you feel the trade works for both teams?
I feel like this is one of those trades that, like Float's a good player. He's very good. But so is Shock. The thing with Shock is that he can play multiple positions well, and he brings versatility to a team that was still kind of questionable in certain spots. They didn't know who they wanted to play where. So having Shock is really good for Dom's team in that circumstance. It gives him flexibility to move people around if things aren't working. But Float is a good forward, and he will produce. Playing would surprise me, I promise you.
And Mikey, what do you think, man? Do you like the trade? Do you not like the trade? I know you're more of a veteran guy. I know you like the veterans, but do you like this trade here?
Well, here's the thing. For the last couple of nights, I've been actually playing with Pogs. He was looking for a goalie because he kind of realized goalies and stuff like that might not work for him. So he was actually looking possibly to call me up to be his permanent goalie, but just to find out that he made a trade. And for Float, I mean, I got to see him in the rooms with him, and there's actually pretty decent chemistry. Now, granted, we were playing in like random rooms, so I mean, it's completely different on 239. So it'd be interesting to see how that rolls.
So then I guess I'll ask the guy himself who got traded, man. What are your thoughts? How are you feeling moving into to the new season?
I put the tweet out on my Twitter. I was heartbroken. No, at first I was a little surprised, but Pog sent me Discord messages explaining why he did it. And it wasn't he didn't want to trade me. It was Dom would not pick anyone else but me for 2 weeks. So finally he broke down. He drafted Flo because Flo really only wanted to play with Pogs. So he finally moved me. And after playing practice games and that, which we're going to be doing again tonight with Dom's team, they're really starting to come around.
Oh my God. Hearing you say that about Flo just literally just gives me fucking AIDS.
And another thing is, in my personal opinion, Pogs lost the trade because Flo, like Ability and Dolly brought up, is I can play a lot more positions and I can be moved around where I'm needed. Except for left wing. Don't put me in left wing. That is AIDS. But other than that, it's like Dom has a lot more. And when I was on Pog's team, it was the same thing. I played goalie for him. I played forward. I played D when we were practicing and that. And Pogs' words were, it's not that I wanted to trade you, is that he was only asking for you and I had nowhere to put you.
Well, I mean, it works out because you're going to kind of get to be a big piece over there for Dom. You get to play with Chelsea. You get to play with Kayla. You got some nice pieces over there. You guys should be a good team. I want to make a comment on the Floaty thing. Listen, everybody knows how this fucking league works. Sometimes you don't get to play with your friends. That has Woolen written all over it. Floaty, Flowing D, whatever your name is. This isn't some fucking elitist league, man. You show up and play for the team that literally just I just had like a bad taste in my mouth, like the worst.
I know. Sorry. I also know a lot of people asked me this season why I signed up for goalie, and the main reason I signed up for goalie was to shut B Grips up.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
I also made a comment on Twitter when everyone's final ratings came out from last season, and B Crips got a 92, and he put, "Oh, only a 92." I instantly replied with, "Oh yeah, they had to add points for your ego as well."
Oh, so
So
maybe there's a little inter-season feud with
Yep.
Shock and B Crips, but you gotta watch out, man. He's busy pushing people in front of the bus. Anyways, you got
Wow.
yeah, that was trade number 1. Trade number 2. This one was Pogs again. He's been at the center of both of these trades. 37 a row. Excuse me, 37 in a row. Going to why can't I remember this all of a sudden off the top of my head? 37 in a row going to yes, for the Clumsy Ninjas. So picking up a part-time player in 37, he's a really good goalie. This is kind of where Shock's versatility is going to come into play, because when 37's in net, Shock will most likely play at center, and when 37 can't play his series, Shock will probably drop to net. That seems to be logical. The Clumsy Ninja is going to be a 7th on the team for Pogsy. I saw him last night. The guy can play. He probably should be starting on a roster. He was actually pretty decent on left D, I believe is where he was playing last night. Showed a little bit to me. I really liked what I was seeing. He was stay home, wasn't making too many mistakes. He will jump into play, make some hits, but that team's really good defensively. So I was really impressed with what I saw out of him. Now, I know that maybe you guys don't know a lot about the Clumsy Ninja. I know he filled out goalies his thing, but Dolly, you know 37 is a netminder, and even though he's part-time, the guy can play.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense for Dom to be picking up a guy like 37. The guy is good. We went to the finals, played very well 2 seasons ago. Regardless of what happened last season, the guy knows how to play goalie, so I like it. I think it's a good deal, and I'm sure the Ninja will be serviceable on Pog's team too.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Ninja is going to give you a little bit of that flexibility as well. He's going to be able to play net for you. Although Pog seems really set on Zlo. Zlo looked pretty good last night from what I saw, so that might be his move going forward. That ultimately made Shock expendable. Go out, get his guy flowed. It all makes sense, man. It really, really does. But I like the trade for both teams. I think it makes sense, when you're trading a part-timer for a full-timer, even though the full-timer is going to kind of be that 7th guy, it's nice to have someone you can count on and know can play at a high level. So I like the trade for both teams. Moving on, I want to talk about Rookie of the Year, because each and every season we get these guys in the leagues. We always have this fresh crop of guys every season. It always happens that way. I'm excited to see this crop of guys this year. Marine Mike, you've been doing a little bit of research. You've been doing a little bit of scouting yourself. You've been playing some waiver games. Who's a rookie this year that can really surprise you and make a run at Rookie of the Year?
Well, I really like Kinky. I mean, this is her first season, correct?
First season, yeah. She's a rookie this year.
We played some games with her last season, as well as I got to scout with her. She's not a bad goalie whatsoever. There is a couple of things she needs to work on, but overall, I can see her being a Rookie of the Year as a goalie.
And she's got a good team playing in front of her too, man.
Definitely. I mean, King Rome drafted a great team. The D for King Rome, I mean, he picked perfect D for her. So hopefully she can get eased in there, trust her D, where she's not coming off her short side and everything like that. She can work on that. She'd be an excellent goaltender this season.
What do you think, Ability? Give me a rookie this year that could really surprise.
I think that from what I've heard so far, I'm probably going to side with Quantum Tech. And I say this because I don't know how it's going to pan out, what position he's going to play. I know he's not playing net. That's what I've heard, but I've heard that he's a tremendous goaltender. So I think that the way that these seasons go and the way players get swapped around positionally, there's a good chance he might find himself in net. Now, it is hard for a goalie to win Rookie of the Year, because goals scored, passes made, total points tends to overlook no matter what you do as a goaltender. Unless you come out in your rookie season and you're B-Crips, right? You're probably not winning Rookie of the Year in net. So I'm going to go with Quantum Tech. I think that I've gotten to see him a little bit, and I've heard a lot of good things about him. So that is my pick for potential Rookie of the Year.
Shock, man. Give me a name this year that could really make an impact in their first season in the league.
I have to agree with Mike and go with Kinky. I got to see her play last season. She had been a waiver for me for more than a few games. And she is definitely solid. And being over with Master Shotgun over there, she has a coach. So it works.
Yeah, so she's got that advantage. I know Kinky has this chip on her shoulder. I know for a fact. She's told me on many occasions. You know, I've been rough on her. I've been rough on Rome's team, but I'm looking for them to prove it this year. I think that there are some good pieces there, and I'm interested to see how she does. A guy that I think is going to have a good year, and I got to see him last night. We just got done talking about him. Flowed. Man, him surprised me. Really, really have a lot of chemistry with Pogs playing up the middle. You know, I learned a lot about that team last night. And, you know, maybe, you know, the wounds have healed from when I had played against Surprise Me and Pogs last year. But Surprise Me is a guy who likes to get out in space. He likes to be ahead. He likes to be the guy who's rushing the puck. And he's really good at reading plays and getting out of the zone. Him and Flo would have really good chemistry. Pogs is a really good facilitator. I think that he could have a monster year offensively. I feel that team, when looking at it up and down, is built very similar to the Victoria's Secret team that won last season. They're built very similar. They're very high-powered. Yes, Ryan, I'm talking about your championship team in season 5.
My bad, dude. I didn't hear you there. Were you talking about this team right here? Whoa.
And he just loves it, by the way. He loves it. But that is a team that I really think is going to be able to, you know, they're going to play that run and gun style. They can cycle when they're in there, but I think they're most deadly when they're skating at you with a full head of steam. That's a team that could really, really impress and really surprise this year and potentially lead the league in goals. So I think Flode will really benefit from that, and he's got the skill set too. He's really, really solid player as well.
Could I just make a quick note on that?
Yeah.
You know how you said they could be a top scoring team?
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, a top scoring team doesn't mean anything if their defense can't do anything.
True, but Victoria's Secret, now Ryan's going to take this whatever which way he is, but Victoria's Secret was much more known for their ability to score than their ability to shut teams down. The irony in that statement is yes, they won game 7 1-0 on a shutout. And there's more irony because the guy who throws people in front of buses, holds the shutout record, got shut out and blamed everybody else. But with that said, I think that this team is constructed like that. So, yes, you need defense, but they're going to score a lot of goals
I was
season.
taking more of a shot at my team last season because we were 3rd in scoring and we didn't even make playoffs.
Oh, okay. So, how about this? Ozzy, go fuck yourself. Drug, go fuck yourself. All of you, kindly go fuck yourself.
So many people hitting the bus right now. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, it's so bad. It's so bad. You know what? I'm going to throw Esoteric under the bus just because. Get thrown
just
because.
Oh wait, no. There's a legit reason to throw Esoteric under the bus, and you know I've been quiet for a minute, but Eso, where's my belt, bro?
Ooh. Oh. Now listen, he does have it. I got confirmation that belt is no longer in my possession, which sucks. But Esoterodactyl does have the belt. I'm sure Victoria's Secret is going to look awful on that belt, but I am looking forward to seeing Ability's name right under mine. Do you understand? Your name is going to be right under mine on the belt.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited to see that.
That's like Tiger Woods giving Phil Mickelson the green jacket. Oh, I love it.
Listen, it'll be kind of cool to see that. So we just talked about rookies. I want to talk about comeback players of the year. A lot of guys had down seasons last year. Guys like Edge, who've been solid for the last little while. So there's guys like that who I really think could make a comeback this year. I got one of those guys on my team. His name is the Amazing Viper, and I'm here to tell you guys something. He's going to have a great season. He's kind of been undervalued. He's been on some bad teams. Sorry, DJ. That was a really bad draft for you. So he was on the Jaeger Bombs team. He was on another failing team. I forget. He got traded off of the ultimate winning team from last season, Victoria's Secret, for OP Jelly to the Rejects of all teams. No offense, Rejects. You guys played your asses off last year. Confidence level was not high with Viper, but I can tell you this. He has looked phenomenal in the preseason games. He is getting open. He's playing well with the puck. I am super excited that this guy fell to me at 65, and I'm super excited that I get to give him a chance to show the whole league why he's going to be the comeback player of the year. Now, there's a little bias. He's on my team. I obviously drafted him. But, Dolly, is there a guy in this draft that maybe didn't have a great season last year that you expect to bounce back this season?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few. There's a lot of people who I'd probably say had a disappointing season last season. If I'm going to pick someone, though, as long as the schedule permits, I think Chu's good enough to have a really good season on a team that's got a lot of talent if they start meshing together and play a lot. I know Chu has, he's saving the world like I do sometimes, but he's a very good player. And if he finds his place on that team, they could be a very, very deadly team. So my pick is Chu Therapy.
Mikey, give me a name, man. Who's somebody that was really quiet last year but is poised for a breakout campaign?
You know, I really have to go with you on this one. I really like Amazing Viper. The season I won the waiver of the year, it was because I played a lot on Yambag's team, and I played the forward line with a Viper. And between me and him, we put up a lot of points between each other while I was waiting for him. So I think if you can get someone that can work well with the way Viper plays, I think he can have a very outstanding season this year.
Shock. Give me a name. Give me a name, man. Like somebody last year that kind of was down and out, looking to have a big comeback season.
I'm gonna go along the same lines as you and be a little bit biased towards my own team, but I want to say Rev Hellcat. In these practice games, she's really surprised me, and she is definitely over the off season, and since the last time I played with her, has really improved on how she plays. And she's a lot more solid defensively, and she can put the puck in the net too if needed. So I'm looking to see Kayla have a breakout season.
Well, Champ, man, it's up to you, Champ. Like, obviously you're the smartest guy in 239 right now. You're the champ. So who's the guy that is going to surprise you this year and have a comeback run?
I don't think that you are prepared for this answer. No one in the league may take this answer seriously, but I mean this wholeheartedly because I know a couple things heading into this season. I'm almost certain that our comeback player is going to be the one and only Legion. And I know that that's kind of like a whoa, but I'm telling you, man, there's something about the way Legion's been playing the game recently that is different from what I've seen from him in the past. And it is much better. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's changed the medication. I don't know if maybe there's just like he's reached his tolerance of Somalians or what it is. But his hockey game is improved quite a bit. So this dude get a lot of playing time, and I want him to play the game because when he's having fun, he's playing well. So I'm looking forward to it.
Another guy. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? I'd have to agree with you, Ability. From what I've seen, I've had Legion on my team, and I've played with him a lot. He is definitely an underrated player, in my opinion. If you can get by his comments in the party, he knows what he's doing. You just need to put him with the right people.
Well, one of the things, too, that I don't think he's gotten an opportunity to really like just let loose, but I like Legion on wing. I don't know if anyone's going to give him an opportunity to play there, but he is surprisingly tricky on wing. Not to say that he's the best deker in the league, but the guy knows positionally where to be and how to bury the puck. So I'm looking forward to seeing Legion have a good season.
Do you know who's also surprisingly good on forward is Yambag? Have you ever played forward with Yambag? He's actually surprisingly pretty good. You're going to get the occasional, oh, what the fuck? But he's actually surprisingly pretty good. And speaking of comeback players, there's two more names I want to touch on. One being Yambag. He was traded 3 times last year. He's on DJ's team. There's a good core unit there. I really think he could have himself a great season. He does a lot of things very well. And again, eliminating some of the silly shit. If he can do that, man, we're talking taking that next step up in the tiers. Another name is Derek Cortez for me. Had a quiet season last year. Started out, playing, on a good team and got traded to a team that was struggling with Dominator Silva. Kind of got pushed by the wayside, was playing D. I really think he could have a comeback year. He's going to get a chance to play up front. He started the year playing net. Now he's playing forward. He gets to play with D-Mart. I really think he stands to gain from that. I think C-Dub did something very phenomenal, dropping himself back to D is what it looks like with Agent playing center. I really like that team. We're going to get into that shortly when we start to break everything down. But those are a couple names that I think could really have comeback seasons. And these are veterans of the league. These are all veterans of the league, guys who have been around. So I'm excited for it. Another guy on my list, and people don't hear this, and I could go for days, but Lank Dove, man. I was really, really rough on Lank Dove last year, but he has been low-key quiet, and from what I've heard, he's been playing pretty solid and doing his thing, so I'm excited to see him too, man. I really think he's a guy that could come back, have a good year. Let's not forget, 2 seasons ago, he had 90-plus points, finished 3rd in the league in scoring, so he's a guy, the pedigree is there. I'm interested to see if he can turn it around as well. So what do you think about that ability?
Well, there was a reason I intentionally didn't pick Dank Love right there. I'm not going to give this guy anything to feed off of just yet. I'm going to make him earn it every step of the way. I know he's got a lot of firepower up under there, and he's got the attitude to back it up. A little spark, if you will say. But, yeah, the kid is going to have a good season. He's backed by a couple awesome players, too. Let's not forget about OP Jelly.
And you're a big OP Jelly guy, but OP Jelly can't be a comeback player because he won a cup.
Oh, no. I just meant because of OP Jelly. It's going to assist Dank Love.
Can that be a comeback player then?
You technically can, but you had a good year, though. You're an all-star.
I don't want to talk about it.
You're an all-star. No, dude, no, you're too busy getting hit by a bus. A big-ass fucking school bus,
You're right.
by the way.
You're right.
That's
not immune to that.
Yeah, no, we're going to have to scrape your carcass off the ground, man. I have never seen something so deadly in my life. I
had the most points in the playoffs. You know that? The most points. We scored like 20 less goals. Doesn't fucking matter.
Listen, man, I love you. I love you. We always have season 4. Don't forget that. So, last but not least, before we get into the breakdowns, man, Cosmic Fade, man, what's up with this fucking guy's thumb? Like, I love him. I get my – it's so good because I get my chirps in on him, man, because he called me a tryhard. Now I have this gym story to hold on to for the next 10 years of his life. I'm going to be like 50 years old. I'm going to be like, remember that one time you broke your thumb in gym class? Like, it's going to be this whole fucking thing for the rest of his life. From what I've heard, he's going to the somebody or other. Hopefully he doesn't have to go on a hard cast. I watched him play. He still seems pretty fucking good. So, I mean, if Cosmic Fade is literally better than, like, everybody with one fucking hand, like, we should all go kill ourselves, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, shout out to Cosmic, man. He's still grinding. He's still playing. Shout out to all the captains who rescheduled Tomahawk. Him and I just worked one out, too. You know, I don't know about you guys. And Ability's got something to say about this, but I always want the team's best. That's just me. And if I can help with Captain out, I'm going to help a Captain out. But should we save that for the Elitist show? Let the Elitist talk about that, Ryan. I think that'll be good for them. I'll let the Elite.
But I will just say this for when you listen to the Elitist show, okay? I have proof, visual proof in front of many members that I offered the reschedule, okay? You fucking chodes. Jesus.
Well, and you know Brick and Figo are going to get up in that ass about that. You know, that's you. But, yeah, Joso's got some interesting stuff going on over there with scheduling. And he knew that when he drafted that team that this was going to be a thing. He seems to be on top of it, man. He's getting all the paperwork he needs to get done. He's requested what he needs to request for these dates. So shout out to Josto, man. He got a little bit from the champ earlier, but hey, that's what happens. When you're the champ, you do what you want. That's just how it is, man. So, but that's it. Shout out to Cosmic, man. Hope the thumb heals up nicely and you get back out there soon. So without further ado, let's start breaking down these series because night 1, we got 6 series. Literally everybody but 2 teams are getting after it on January 8th. That's when our season starts. I am excited. Marine Mike, did you just fart on live air? Is that why it cut to your screen? Is that what just happened?
No. Oh, trust me. If I fart, you'll know it. You will smell that shit from over at your place.
Oh, my God. The bobblehead, too. That's a nice thing. I see your elbow and your bobblehead. Like, that's what I see. Like, it's your elbow and then your bobblehead. But I like it, man. I'm all about
I love my bobblehead. Don't fuck with my bobblehead.
Yeah, man. No, he's got great personality. I really like him. So,
it's like you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm a fan. So we're going to jump into it. get right into it right away. First series on the docket. Now, this is pending reschedules. I'm not sure if there are any that are happening, but we got the Drop Pass Murphys taking on the Bullet Club. So you got Murph versus Tomahawk. So here's what I'm seeing in this series. Murph's team is going to be a crapshoot all year, but it's not for the reason you may or may not think. Now, the thing with these guys is that they got a couple part-time players. You got Saney and you got Schwartz. Now, I got to play with Schwartz the other night. Dude seems pretty cool. You know, I know his sign-up and everything was a little shitty in the beginning, but I kind of see why it was now. He's got that sense of humor, you know, but like when you don't know somebody, that's just how it is. But you live, you learn. I think he's going to be great for the league. Saney, another guy who's part-time. I just don't know where these guys are going to fill in when they're going to fill in. BBX is obviously going to be manning center with Schwartz and Saney probably playing on right wing. Murph is obviously taking on left wing. Johnny Blaze being the rock on defense. And you got B-Crips where Bubba Man and Saney are going to be playing defense on this team. They're going to score a lot of goals. The defense concerns me. You have Johnny Blaze, who's historically a number 2 defenseman, although he has made tremendous strides. And I've loved the way that he's changed his game. He's very good stay at home. You're asking him to be that guy now, that number 1 guy. And that concerns me a little bit, but that's not to say that he can't overcome it because he has in the past. They're taking on the Bullet Club, which is led by Tomahawk. And right now the team is kind of in disarray because you don't know who's playing where. You have Clancy playing center, which you know. You have Silver playing right wing, which you know. On defense, Sniper and Shotgun looked pretty good the other night from what I saw. Sniper holds on to the puck a little too long. Quicker breakouts is what I'll say on that. And Shotgun the same. But if they can get on the same page, I think it's going to be really good. But my sources are telling me now that Sniper's moving up to left wing while Cosmic heals his thumb, so it's kind of fucked up. Tomahawk got a couple reschedules in, so be it. Now, in this specific, I've given you the backstory, guys. I've made it easy for you. With this series, Dolly, who do you like and why?
Well, as long as they can run their full lineup, I'll take the Drop Pass Murphys. They got a lot of skill. They're a fast team. They're always pushing forward, and they move the puck quickly. There are some good players on Bullet Club, but, I mean, with Cosmic in his injury and kind of shuffle of people around, I'm not sure they're going to be defensively ready for how fast this team is. So I'm going to take Drop Pass.
Drop Pass Murphys. And there's another thing, too. Shout out to AC, man. You guys know my Twitter is always working. Old Dad, I've given the chance, fam. Going to surprise the 239 fam. I'm big on AC, man. Like I said, I got to play with him in the preseason. He was really, really solid. From everything that I remember, you know, me being an offensive type D, he was really easy for me to kind of feed off of. So I'm excited to see him get a full season. You know, he was on Marty's team last year, didn't get a lot of playing time. So shout out to AC. I really am looking forward to him having a go. Ability. What do you think of the matchup, man? Sunday night, Drop Pass Murphys taking on Tomahawk and the boys in the Bullet Club. What do you think?
Well, I'm just going to, reiterate. Thank you, Princess. All right, see? Children, that's what they're useful. So what you have to do here is take into account that at one point Murph chirped me real hard, and it was about the legendary pad stacking, which I'll never get over. So because of that, I can't take Murph's club, no matter who's on it, no matter how talented the guys are. They could play phenomenal, but I don't know if it's going to matter because I'm 100% certain, based off the intel that I have, that Cosmic Fade will be playing in that first series. Now, he's an awesome piece, but one thing that I know for sure is that Clancy, being one of the younger cats in this league, being a very voiced opinion and being funny as all hell, he's going to mesh with Cosmic. They probably already are meshing just fine. Those guys are going to hook up. I don't think you know how quick that game can be between the two of them. I haven't even got to watch it myself, but I can envision the way they both play the game that pucks are going to get buried between the two of them. Who's playing on the right wing?
For Bullet Club, that's Sober. Sober will be on the right wing.
All right. Well, I mean, so you got one slow piece in the mix, but it's not even his fault. He's just old. So, no, I'm just kidding. Sober is going to bury the puck too. That's one thing that he excels at. If you give him the puck with a little bit of space, he's going to put a good shot on net. So I don't know, man. I like the Tomahawk squad here, the Bullet Club. I think that they're probably going to win this series. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, we could see an ultimate lineup with Easy Real and the rest of those part timers that are really impressive that I haven't got to watch play a whole lot. But I think that ultimately Tomahawks Club is going to shut it down. They got a great goaltender. They got great forwards. Now, the one thing I will tell you about Johnny Blaze is that, yeah, man, maybe he's working his way into that elite category of D. But one thing I think that a lot of defenders specifically, or maybe players in general, need is that one season where they are called upon to be that guy. And that's when you really get an opportunity to showcase what you have and to perform. And it's those who perform well in those situations that really get labeled as the elite players. So this is all on you, Johnny, man. You got to make it happen.
Shock, man. Who do you like in this series? We got Murph versus Bullet Club, which is Tomahawk. Who do you like? You're on mute. You're on mute. There you go.
I like Tomahawk if Cosmic's playing. But the one thing that worries me about Murph's team is, in my opinion, there's a lot of drama on that team. I've seen a lot of drama from a lot of players on that team over the years, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I know a couple of the players, I'm not going to name names, but they do like to flake if things don't go well. So,
well, that's always a big concern, man. Like, yeah, when shit's great, look at Atri. That's a perfect example, man. Shout out to DC for getting that piece of shit out of the league. But
I called that shit from the beginning.
Yeah,
I called that shit from the beginning.
That's why I didn't draft him.
Week 2.
You're not the only one. A lot of people. Atri had not affected any of the admin. We like to give everybody a fair play. He had not affected us in any way. That's why we allowed him in, and we saw how that worked out. McSwagger was a guy who had issues, and he's a fucking face of this league. So it would not be fair of us as admins if we weren't giving these guys chances, because people change. My boy Kiefer is literally like, he's one of the best dudes here. So you can take that with a grain. So yeah, we gave Atri a shot, and he was all set. He wanted to play with B-Crips. B-Crips probably would have just thrown him in front of a bus anyway. So, like, I don't understand it, but that would have happened. I'm sorry.
Also,
it's so fresh.
Wow.
Someone in the YouTube chat said Murph's playing D this season.
What? What did you just say?
They said Murph's playing D.
No. That can't be right. Who said that? I want names.
The Iggy Show. Whoever that is.
That's Saney.
Saney.
There's no flying fucking way in hell that Murph is actually playing defense unless they're going to run 5 forwards or 4-4. There's no way. There's no way.
You know what? Another thing about that team is I'm not too worried because Saney's just going to stay in the corner the whole season anyways. So,
hey, you weren't too worried about the Hot Heroes last season. How'd that turn out, bro?
Hey, we had good games. They were fun.
You're right. I just had to get you in.
Yeah, I know. They were fun. I really enjoyed them.
Listen, the beauty of media, man, if you say something fucked up, like, people are going to remember shit.
Oh, I know.
Because, like, you just have to, like, go back and look or whatever the case is. Why is my G chat blowing up? Everybody's saying stuff. Murph is a stud on D, like, really good. I'm hearing Murph is a stud on D. My source is Master Shotgun. I very rarely give my sources, but I want to come on here, and we're going to put Shotgun on here. Listen, I've only seen Murph play forward. He's a guy who likes to have the puck on his twig. If you're telling me, and I love Murph. I'm a Murph guy, by the way. I'm a Murph guy. If you're telling me a guy who loves to have the puck offensively is a stud, this is a stud, like, really good. When you say stud, really good, I think Sea-Doo. I think Drug Monkey. I think the elite. Like, that's what I'm thinking when you're saying stud. So keep in mind that that's what you're going with. Murph,
and that's a picture of Murph showing up to play D.
I mean, he's ready. So, okay, so Murph's going to play D. I think Johnny plays both sides. I'm going off that Murph. If that's not your lineup, shoot me a message. I know Murph's a fan of the show. Anyways, this series for me, when I'm looking at it, I just think there's too much offensive power. Early in seasons, I really think that teams like that who are really offensively talented stand a better they have a better advantage, because I feel like certain teams need to really wield into that, but I think that's a team that can really get out there and score some goals. I'll give Tomahawk and the boys one game because my sources tell me that Cosmic will play as well. So I think that that's going to Be an interesting series, but I'm going to give it to Murph and the Lawn Care Boys for that one. Moving on to the next series, we have Chili Cone Carnage, which is captained by none other than Pogs himself, taking on my boy Kiefer and his half-pucked Guru Boys, whatever the case is. So let's break down half-pucked. You've got BTW, Dicko, and McSwagger. Dicko and McSwagger have literally been playing this game together for like 900 years. BTW is one of those guys that I said in the last show I'm looking to see if he can take the next step. He's a guy who's really good offensively. He's very, very creative. And playing with McSwagger and Dicko, I think both of those guys, all three of those guys could have a really good season. I think they're going to be able to possess the puck. I think they're going to take crazy shots. I think they're going to keep teams off balance. However, this is a really tough matchup for them. I'll get to that in a second. Defensively, it looks like you're going to have BC Renton is really going to be the rock on right. That guy has never missed the playoffs, by the way, in 239 history. He has never missed. So keep that in mind when you're talking about this team. McSwagger has some serious experience behind it, and it's either going to be Hi, my name is Ed or Peaceful Bob. Look like they're battling for that second D spot. Thug CTC is going to be in net for them. Now, moving on to the other team, which is Chili Gun Carnage. This team really impressed me last night. They get out there, they score goals. You got Surprise Me, you got Flowed, and you got Pogs up front. Pogs is masterful in the dot. Surprise Me had 120-something points last year. Floaty's going to fit in nicely as a 3. D1 Brad, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Yo, Brad, let me know your gamer tag, man. You got Brad and Karios decided to finally sign up for the site, so he's eligible to play. Shout out to him, man. Happy that he finally got to it. That team is good defensively. Clumsy Ninja is going to be their 7th, and it looks like Zlo, man, the stoner spaceman himself, is finally getting a full-time gig in 239. Let's see if he can run for it and make a name for himself as a goalie. So, I've given you guys all the information that you need for this series. Mike, Chili Cone Carnage or Half Pucked? Who do you got, man?
Well, see, that's a tough one. I mean, like I said earlier, I got to play goalie for the Chili Con Carnage. I mean, I got to see how Pogs and Flo D got to work. I mean, they're very Chell or Chem or whatever you want to call it. They've meshed very well. Their D is solid. I mean, I was putting up numbers like only allowing like 1-2 goals in a game. Their D is shut down. But the problem is start coming into this point right now is Pogs drafted too many part-time players, and he was frankly looking around to trying to find, especially on net, trying to find that one person he can actually rely to be there every time. So it'd be very interesting with all the trades he made to see how it turns out for him. With that said, I really don't think for the first game they're going to come out strong. It might take 1 or 2 games before they can start getting everything, all the kinks worked out. So.
What do you think, Dolly, man? This is one of those matchups. You got Chili Cone Carnage, and you got Half Puck, which is Big Swagger getting his first run. 2 first-time captains coming into series number 1. Who do you like and why?
Oh, I love everybody on Swagger's team. I really do. But I think I got the opportunity to watch them play you last night. Pogs was streaming. So while I'm working my doubles come 10 o'clock, usually the guy I'm looking after is in bed. So I watch games. I got time. And these guys are better than people think. They move the puck quick. Surprise Me breaks out in a Cosmic Fade-esque manner. So if you're not back in time, he will get the jump on you. They do a lot of rush plays. They're very good at moving the puck. I got to give it to Chili Con Carnage based on solely on what I saw last night.
Yeah, and I was in that series, obviously. I didn't know he streamed it, but yeah, man, they showed a lot last night. They really, really did. They're going to get out. They're going to play that run and gun style. So I said the comparison to Victoria's Secret is very, very crazy to me because it was very similar style. My sources tell me that Karios, I don't know how to pronounce it because like nobody has normal fucking gamer tags anymore. But apparently he is a game changer on D. That's what I'm hearing. So Shock, who do you like, man? You like the Carnage or do you like Half Pucked here?
Looking at the 2 teams, I'd have to say Carnage. Just with their team D, and they do have that offensive talent to score. And like we'd said earlier in the show, Float and Pogs have played together for multiple seasons in other leagues. They know what they're doing, and Pogs played with Surprise Me last season, and look at what they did there. That's going to be dangerous. And on top of that, they have a very strong team defense. So that'll help Zillow out in the back.
Okay, dude. Everybody's telling me that Murph is a monster on D. Like this is
Well,
like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. What I've been seeing is Blaze has been playing a lot of center lately. So I mean, I don't know if he's going to be playing on the fourth line and Murph playing D. I don't know, but I mean, that's going to be very interesting.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked, but like my G chat is literally blowing balls right now. Like shit is blowing up about fucking the Murph thing. Ability though, back to the series, man. Chili Cone Carnage playing your boy Keith. Well, he's my best friend, but you like played a season with him. But do you like Kiefer's half puck team or do you like Chili Cone Carnage here?
Hey man, before McSwagger tried to McSwag me out of like an ultimate trade deal, he was one of my top boys. Now I don't know, but here's what I will say: when you look at these teams, the gamer tags say a lot about players. I know people will disagree with me on this, but sometimes you jump in a lobby and guys are good just based on their gamer tag, okay? And that's the same sort of concept that you have here with the Carnage guys, even for the guys we don't know. And I would expect, just by looking at that name, that Karios guy, he's probably an all-star. He might have a breakout season. But anyway, not to toot their horn. There's truth to that, by the way. But I like McSwagger's team. Here's the problem, though. I think that, Peaceful Bob, he's going to have to step up this season. This guy is going to have one of the best seasons he's ever had to make this team work for swag. Hi, my name is Ed. Same thing in that case, man. These guys are both, what we probably would consider to be, second-tier defensemen. They're capable of more. Some games they play more, but it's not consistent. So there's going to need to be a stay-home, watch the leaker type of D that's going to have to, be at the forefront of these guys' mind for Swag's team to be competitive in this series. Is it going to happen? I don't know. First series of the season. It's kind of a tough one to say. With Pogs up there and a couple of the guys that he's drafted on his team, they're probably going to dominate the series. That would be my take on it from the get-go, but I think that there's room for potential if people can play proper on Swag's team. But I don't know, man, because I played with Dicko and I played with Swag, and we had Cosmic Fate on left wing, and we didn't get it done. At crunch time. So if Pog's team really is one of the better teams in the league, there's a good chance that this ends up being a sweep in favor of the Carnage.
Yeah, Pogs' team is my early season favorite to make a run. I just think he's got a lot of nice pieces that play really well together. So shout out to him. Shout out to those boys. I also think, I hate to pick against my best friend, but I got to be unbiased on this show. So I'm going with Chili Cone Carnage as well for a lot of the reasons that I stated before. Next series, we've got We Give 60, which is my team, taking on #Chem, which is Dom. This is a awesome first series. All of these are awesome first series, but I'm super excited for this. So on Dom's team, you have Quantum Tech, Dominator Silva. Let's break it down this way. I don't know who his forward lineup is going to be. I'm assuming 37 is going to be there night one. This is what I'm assuming. So here is your lineup for night one if you were to ask me. You're going to have 37 man in the pipe. Shock will probably be at center. You're going to have Quantum on left wing with Dom on right wing. That'll be your forward lineup. You have the power couple, sorry, Dolly, of Chelsea and Kayla on righty and lefty. That team is really nicely constructed. I like it. I think they're going to be a team that's going to really defense you to death. And if they can get out in space and get it going, I really think the offense could thrive. I don't know how Quantum is on offense. I've heard the same thing. I heard he's a spark. I heard he's one of those guys. But I like Shock and the dot. He won 60% plus in his faceoffs last season when he played there, which is a phenomenal number. I get absolutely erect when I hear stuff like that from my centers. But they are playing a We Give 60 team that I feel is constructed very similar to your Season 4 champion, boys. You literally have the D pair of Odd Guy and Daly on the back end. There's a lot of continuity. There's a lot of familiarity there. Not a D pair you want to go against. Two really good D pairs in this series. Tomps and Net, if you guys remember, Tomps was literally one goal away from being in the Season 4 championship to play those boys, but he got sniped by none other than Shock himself. Shout out to Shock on the big snipe. Yes, I'm talking about you, Shock. Do you not remember?
Which season is this?
Season 4. You chopped the puck in on him. Do you not remember that? In Game 7?
No, the Game 7 goal was I fucked up a pass and they went on a breakaway and scored.
That's what it was. Either way, it's still Shock's fault.
It was.
But I'm just saying, so there's a redemption there. Hockey Town playing right wing. Hugh Laurie up the middle and Viper getting his chance on left wing. Very similarly constructed to the Season 4 team. That's what I was going for. But I'm not going to break down my own series. I'm going to send it over to Dolly. Dolly, do you like #Chem or do you like we give 60?
I don't know what to say here. Either way, I lose. You know what? Okay, both of these teams are very similar for me. Dom made a couple good trades, and they have a very well-rounded team. And you have a very well-rounded team. Your defense is very similar. Chelsea's great. You're great. Odd's great. Kayla's great. What it's going to come down to is which forward line is going to mesh quicker. And, you know, I love you, Dom, but I really have a lot of faith in Russ. And I'm telling you, Viper, he's right. Viper is better than people give him credit for. I think I'm going to pick Daly's team, but I think it's a 2-1 series.
Listen, I hope you don't end up on the couch for that. Like, I hope you're still good for that. I mean, that was nice. He just gave his analysis. So I'm going to send over to Marine Mike, man, who's been doing this longer than any of us. You like we give 60, man, or do you like hashtag Kemp in this series?
Well, I mean, both teams are good. I mean, you got the veterans all around on that game. But here's the thing. You have a vendetta, the way that the season went for you last season. So you're out. You basically drafted your same team almost. So with the chem there, I think you're going to take it, but it's not going to be easy. I think every single game is probably going to go into overtime, and it's probably going to be a 2-1. My question is how long will it be till Dom trades away Rev for the second season in a row?
I don't think that's happening, man. I think that
you don't think that's going to happen again?
I think that team is really constructed nicely. I do.
You think Puck at first sight's going to last this season?
I do. I believe in that team, just not in this series. And every other series, yeah, but not this one. Shock. We give 60. Hashtag Chem, man. What are you seeing? Let me hear it, man. Who do you like in this one?
I also just confirmed with Dom. He is giving me the lineup for that series, at least for the first game. So it's going to be Hockey Kid, Quantum, and Dom up front with Chelsea and Kayla on D and myself in net.
Okay, cool. So 37's getting the night off. So you guys heard it there. Hockey Kid's a guy to me. He's got tunnel vision at times. He reminds me a lot of a Sabby 911, if you guys remember old Sabby. Sabby was really good at creating space, getting to the net, but sometimes just couldn't make that extra pass, which is good and bad. You know, you need guys who shoot. But, Shock, break it down for me, man. What are you seeing in this series?
I see, even, like, if it was my team, like, we always play daily, I find it's going to be a very defensive series, and it's going to be those, and, like, it was mentioned, is whichever offense is going to mesh first, because it's going to be a tight game. All three of them, I have a feeling. So
ability. You're the champ. You know more than anybody. You're good. We're not. What's going to happen? Just tell me how it is, and let's get it done.
It's okay that you can admit that. All right. So what I have to say here is, like, Marine Mike. Okay, here's the deal. It will be a travesty if Dom trades away Rev.
For the second season in a row.
This matchup right here with Sea-Doo and Rev is kind of like a match made in heaven. If any captain in this league could have those two on D, trust me, I'm pretty sure that they're staying put. Here's the problem, though, that you have in this series. I mean this, and I said this to the league before I did it, and then I did it, and now he's back home, right? Odd Guy is one of the elite defensemen in this league. And I think that just keeps getting overshadowed. No matter how many times he makes it to the finals or puts in the Game 7 championship winning goal, eventually you guys are going to see this. And now he got to go back home with Daly. Now, trust me, when I drafted Odd last season, I know he wanted to go right back to Daly's team. But he played his heart out for me, that guy. And now he's back with Daly. There is no better defensive pairing in this league than that team right there. That is a struggle. Plain as day. Now, to top that off, another player I was eyeballing during my draft was Hugh Laurie. Daly's got that piece too. I like the way that Daly assembled his team, and I think that the fact that he was able to get kind of like his good luck charm and Pounders coming back, that's just icing on the cake right there. Now, you take a look over here. Dom, I'll be honest with you, I don't think Dom is playing up to his potential in NHL 18, and that's kind of hindering his ability to be as good as he has been. Hockey Kid, good player, and Quantum Tech, I think, can have a great season. I just think that it's too early in this season for them to be able to beat a team like Daly's put together. no matter how much they try. I don't think it's going to be a shutout series. And I also think that you got to keep in mind here, too, Shock's playing behind a good defensive pairing. So the shots that get through there, he might be able to stop 95% of them. And the same thing applies for Thomps, man. With Odd Guy and Daly, whatever shots might get through those two, Thomps is going to shut that down. Not going to go in, but I think Moore's going to end up going in for week gives 60, and that's going to be my take on the series. I think this is a sweep for Daly's squad.
I'm not going to give an analysis on this series because it's mine, but I like it. You guys all did your homework. I love it, and we're going to
actually got a new name for Dom's team.
Oh, what is that, Marine Mac? Go ahead and tell me what it is.
2 girls, 1 puck.
Oh my god!
Like, that is the dumbest fucking thing. Are you insinuating the 2 girls 1 cup with the chick shit in a cup? Is that what you're going at?
Just, you got 2 girls on the back end playing with 1 puck.
God damn it, Mike! I know what you mean. You just literally took Chelsea and Kayla, 2 of the prized possessions of 239, and literally made a reference to 2 women shitting in a cup. I am absolutely insulted for that.
He gets to look at 2 female asses all game long.
How does that make any sense? I'm gay. How does that make any difference?
What the fuck?
I blame this. I blame this right now.
Oh man. Whew. Yeah, that whole vision I had about this becoming an ESPN show, man, straight down the shitter. For real.
Oh my god. Mike! What the fuck? Oh my lord. Oh my god. That's gonna be my new signature. What does Jock complain about? He gets to stare at 2 chicks' asses the whole time. Mike. If you're gonna come on this show, you need to know. Like, you gotta know these things. This might be my last Throwdown. I don't think that I can continue to do this show anymore. God damn it, Mike. Excuse the language. I'm rattled. I don't have a beard. It's a whole thing. Mike's out here. He doesn't know anything about, sexual orientation or anything. And he just referenced the 2 girls in the league with shitting in a cup. I'm done. Next series, Knights of the Frozen Throne taking on Imagination Land. So you got Ability taking on Josto. Now, there's a little bit of drama heading into the series. I happen to know Chew Therapy's work schedule is... And I happen to know Figo's work schedule is equally... And I also happen to know somebody else has a booty hole schedule, can't make game 1. So Josto's trying to reschedule this. But if this plays, this series will look as follows. On Knights of the Frozen Throne, Ability will obviously be manning in the pipe. I don't know if you guys know this, but he is your champion from season number 5, and he has drafted himself quite the team. He started with the back, and he goes out, gets Drug Monkey. By the way, if you do not follow Drug Monkey on Twitter, I highly recommend it. I know I said it last week, but he's fucking hysterical. So you got Drug Monkey and Dolly on D. Dolly does not get enough credit on D. I know he can play the position. I made the great mistake in season 4 of throwing him in the position after he hadn't played it for fucking 5 years, but that's obviously something that he is going to get back, and it's like riding a bike. You figure it out. The forward line here, which is, again, not the question mark, but this is where this team is either going to fucking go or it's going to kind of die. I don't know. You have Nick the Greek, who's a solid left wing, and this guy always falls in these drafts, and Esso says it best. That's what Tarek says it best. He hangs out with his group, and he doesn't get outside that group, so his name always slides down these lists when they shouldn't, by the way. You have OP Jelly, and then you have Santeria, a.k.a. Lank Dove, a.k.a. has had like 97 gamer tags. Now, I did say I was high on Dank Love. I like the makeup of the team, but there's some question marks. The defense goalie is really, really good. I want to see if this forward line can click. So Ability knows what he's doing, though. Again, he won the championship last year. Who am I to question what he's actually doing with this team? Well, they're playing Imagination Land, which is Josto, who somehow got to be 2 names. It was something else, and now it's Imagination Land. I guess when you're an OG, you get that luxury. Shout out to Josto, or Stoey Jopa. I will always call you Josto, by the way. Remember that. This is where shit gets kind of, like, crazy. Oh, wait a minute. No. Is Johnny Blaze on this team? I think I fucked up. Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything, but you guys were referring. Bubba Man was the guy.
Bubba Man is Johnny Blaze. Fuck. Well, 1-800 my bad on that, guys. I misread that. I have like 15 things popped up. Is anybody else having issues on the site with like clicking on team pages and player page? I can't get any of this shit to pull up. Is that you too, Ryan? Okay, I'll get Pixel on that, man. It's probably a JavaScript issue. I messaged him earlier. I haven't had a chance to check that thread.
The teams in that?
Yeah, some people
I can hold them up fine.
Okay, so me, like I said, I'm having issues, so it might just be like some coding thing, but I'm sure Pixel will be on it, so I'll get with him on that. So, Brick City, Notorious Figo. I can't really give a lineup because I don't know. Because here's the thing. So, first of all, you have Brick City, who is arguably one of the most dynamic players in the league. Why? Because he can play so many different positions. He can play center. He can play both wings. He can play lefty. Fuck, the guy can even play net. He does it all. So it's tough to say, but he can fill literally any weak spot on Josto's team. Josto is going to play left wing. Fact. Figo's going to play right wing. Fact. When he's there. You have Hollywood Bob, who stands to play a ton this season. He's going to be playing in a lot of games this season. And you got Mac North and net there. I'm looking at this team, man, and when they have their full squad, they're tough. But knowing that they don't have their full squad week one, what do you think, Dolly? Is this a series that could go either way? Now, mind you, Chewy, I believe, is missing. Figo, I believe, is missing. So you got Imagination Land going up against, Kings of Frozen Throne. I know it's your team, but stop, Dolly, don't go. Shock, you go first. What do you think about this series?
I completely agree with you, especially with the scheduling and that. Just because I have seen them play as a full squad. We ran into them in club. They're a solid team. But with those pieces missing, I don't know how they're going to be able to mesh. You said they're trying to get it rescheduled?
They were trying to get it rescheduled, and I want to build on what you're saying. I mean, forget like missing one guy or two guys. You're talking about missing one or two guys, and now you're talking about having to have waivers. You're not talking about like missing, oh, hey, I'm missing a guy, but I'm going to put this guy in. Hey, I'm missing 1, 2, 3 guys. Now I have a waiver. Now I have 2 waivers. So, like I said, reschedules are trying to be had. I know I rescheduled with him to make it work. Again, that's me. I would hope people would extend me the same courtesy. That's why I do it. But, again, it's really, really dicey. And that team could – Ryan, I'm not taking a shot at you. I swear to God I'm not. That's not why I said that. But it could be really dicey season for these guys. I know Chewy is working a 14 on, 7 off. So he works like these camp jobs. So, like, he's gone for 2 weeks and then he's back. He signs up full-time, but he's up front with it. So, Josto took a shot at 13, grabbing him. He could have had a guy. I think Ozzy went around there, different things like that. Not a shot at Chewy. He's a great player when he's there. But Marine Mike, sorry, these 2 guys are on the team. I'll get to them in a sec. But, Mike, who do you like, man? Knights of the Frozen Throne, or it seems like a very depleted Imagination Land team for
you hit it right on the nose. I mean, when you get guys on your team that just not going to be there for almost half the games, I mean, what kind of season are you expect to have? I mean, I see them maybe all season long, maybe winning 5 games max. So with that said, I mean, I gotta go with Ability. I mean, Ability did his scouting very well. I mean, he's coming off a cup win. I mean, he's trying to build a team that he had last season. So with that being said, I really like Ability. So
all right, so Dolly, before I send it over to the champ, man, I want to hear what you got, man. I want to hear what you think. I know you maybe don't pick a winner, but maybe talk about the matchup.
Nope, I suck. We suck. We're gonna lose. Give it to Ability.
All right, Ability, man, take it over. See, Dolly's nice, like he's not gonna do it, man. But you're the champ. Be the heel I know you are, and break it down.
There's never a doubt about that, okay? And hey, Dolly, there's none of this I suck, we suck, blah blah. No, let me tell you how this is gonna go, okay? It doesn't matter what lineup they throw at us. All right. So we got on the other squad here, we got Notorious Figo. Okay. He's an all-star. He's a 2-time 239 champion. Same thing with Brick City, right? Josto, he managed to pull that off too. But my squad, we got some talent too. Now, there are championships to be had all over the place when it comes to the hockey world, and a lot of the guys on my squad have acquired those. Let's not forget about OP Jelly, also new champion to the league. So this matchup right here, it's gonna be a game to watch. I don't know exactly what Josto is gonna throw at me, but I have to say this, and I mean this wholeheartedly. If it would better Josto to have his entire lineup and he wants to reschedule our series, I'd be more than happy to look at the dates that he proposes and try and work something out. Okay, if you want to go ahead and play us and you want to pick up a couple waivers, then more power to you. But you're gonna get kicked right in the tank. So we'll play you with your full squad. I say we reschedule it. This team, obviously, this is a tough team to go against because the chemistry between Brick City and Figo, and if you throw Chew into that mix too, man, it's coming at you from all ends. Offense, defense, puck movement, not to mention the fact that Brick City can basically take it up ice and dangle the whole team. So,
Well, no, I'm with you. I want to backtrack. So here's the thing. I drafted Brick to be a forward for me, man, and that didn't work. It just didn't work out. The pieces weren't there, whatever. So I traded him, right? He won a cup, so I'll go fuck myself. But here's what I will say. I actually really like playing D with him. And if I went into a draft actually with the mindset that Brick was going to be my D partner, I think I would have a much different and better draft. He's really good at defense. So, and when I mean really good, I'm talking like in the elites. He's really good in one-on-one D. He's really good offensively, obviously. You don't even have to talk about that. If he were to sign up I would draft him. I would probably draft him as a lefty before I draft him at anywhere else. I actually have really good chemistry with the guy, and I play really well with him defensively. We butt heads at times, but defensively, like I said, he's a great partner. Like, honestly, I have really good chemistry with him. I think he's best suited to play lefty for this team. You got Johnny Blaze? I don't want to fuck this up twice. Hold on one sec. Yeah, you got Johnny Blaze on right D. Let him man that. Be that stay-at-home presence, kind of like Odd Guy was last year for VS. And let Brick do his thing, man. He can create. He can get guys open. So, again, I think Brick is going to see a lot of time on left D. Personally, that's just me. But we'll be interested to see what happens, man. I really like this team. I'm taking in this series, though, just because of Chewy and Figo I know are missing. I'm going to go the other way on this. I'm going to take Knights of the Frozen Throne, man. I just think that defensively, this team is really good with Dolly and Dolly and Drug Monkey, and ability is really tough on himself, and I know he'll do it even though he's the champ, man. He doesn't get enough credit in net. That 7-game series that he played in the postseason was one of the best series I've ever seen him play. He was phenomenal, especially in that game 7. So shout out to him, man. Big stride. So that's where I'm at on that one. Moving on, we've got the non-Kane sensuals are going to go ahead and Netflix and chill. Shock pointed that out in the pre-show when we were getting ready for it. I love it, man. So you got C-Dub21, who refused to trade D-Mart. I offered 1, 2, and 3 for 1, 4, and 5. He said no. So he was his guy. D-Mart was his guy. Taking on Pale Poners, Netflix, and chill. So looking at the non-consensual consent, Jesus, fuck. I blame you, Marine Mike, for all that 2 girls, 1 cup shit. This is your fault.
Glad I could help.
Yeah, no, not glad I could help. I'm all set with you, man. So let's break it down this way. Netflix and chill, captained by Pale Poner. Let's start with the back end. In that, he's got the Limer. Everybody knows the Limer is an XDALY guy. I love that guy in net, even though he's hating it right now. I saw a little something. But he's a monster back there. On defense, you have none other than that beautiful, beautiful wiener manning left defense. So you're going to have that. Right D is going to be Derek GNR. Quiet, deadly. This back end, pretty solid, man. The wiener's got to prove some shit. The wiener's got to prove himself. But for the most part, man, Limer's solid. Derek's solid. Now the forward lineup. This is where shit gets interesting. Pale Poner is a really good center. He's about 55% in the dot. He knows all the grips. He's not here to talk about the series. But he's playing with Wizzy War. I love Wizzy War's game. A lot of transition, crossing, different things like that. He'll hit you on that back pass, creating space, likes to cycle. Love it. I was really impressed with this game. And the Cokester, from what my sources are telling me, will be the starting left wing with Middle Guerin sliding to the bench in that 7th man role. Pale's going to have 3 lefties on that forward line. I'm interested to see how that goes. He knows he's got Middle Guerin in his back pocket to play left wing if need be, if that's not working. And it's a buddy of his in real life. excuse me, they'll be taking on the non-Kane Centrals, which is C-Dub's team. Agent will be manning center. You got Derek Cortez on left wing with D-Mart on right wing. I like that forward lineup. Agent's proven that he's a guy who can win faceoffs, well, 55%. Cortez is getting his wish. He's going to get up there, play some left wing, and he's playing with none other than the great Daniel Martin himself. Dan, love you, man. We'll play together someday. Probably never. On defense here, you're going to have You Done Know, and who am I missing?
C-Dub.
C-Dub, sorry, yes. So C-Dub has slid himself back. From what I'm hearing, he'll play left D, and then you'll see You Done Know playing right D. I'm really digging that lineup. Dunn has come a long way, man. I know he's still feeling that Game 7 fucking windmill, which you got roasted. Sorry, you got fucking Kiefered. It's my best friend. So he got after it, and in net, you're going to have Legion, and to what Ability was saying, he has looked good so far. So I've given you everything that you need going into this series, and I'm going to send it over to Ability. Let's start with you, man. Non-Kane Centrals versus, and I'm sorry, guys, we're getting with the names here. The non-Kane Centrals taking on Netflix and Chill. Who do you like here?
Yeah. So, Pale drafted an interesting team here, and I know that Pale can play forward. The problem is that this matchup for this squad, Derek GNR, good player. We all know that name. Middle Garen, same deal. And when he played for you daily, Middle played great. The Lime, good goaltender. The problem, though, is that you're facing a team of guys with something to prove. That's how I feel about this. Legion, he's a guy that I already touched on. He's undervalued, and I think that he feels undervalued. And so he's been playing great. And I expect that with the team he's on right here. I mean, when you're talking about matching up a guy like Derek Cortez, who D-Mart had to let go of basically over an internet issue, right? That's pretty much a consensus on why he was traded away last season. Cortez has something to prove. But now he gets to prove it alongside the forward position with D-Mart on the opposite wing. Or Cortez might play center. But, Agent too. Like, this guy here is an all-star. He's an undervalued player too, Agent is. I think that, the last 2 seasons have helped people kind of grasp the fact that Agent is better than your initial thought of him might have been, but he's a great player. So, in all honesty, man, this C-Dub team, the non-consensuals or however you say it, they're going to walk all over Pale's team, and it's probably not going to be a series worth watching. I have a feeling that a couple of these games might get out of hand because the puck movement that Agent possesses along with D-Mart on the side, and then you got Cortez over there ready and willing to toss it in. It's not even going to be a matchup, in my opinion. Not to mention with C-Dub playing left D, and you don't know he's no slouch either. He'll hold it down on the right side. So, man, this is an easy one. The non-consensuals win it in the sweep.
Yeah, Cortez is super shifty, man. I don't like the left-hand shot, left-hand side. That's just me. I prefer my left winger to have a right-handed shot. I've been there. I've tried it. Not a fan. But he can create some space. They cycle really well. I had Cortez having a comeback season. Dolly, man, when you look at this matchup of the Kane Centrals and Netflix and Chill, what are you seeing? What are you liking?
We got the luxury of playing Pale's team, actually, about a week ago. And I got to tell you, I mean, there's a lot of unproven players on that team, but from what I saw, before Dank Love lagged out of our game, they had 2 shots on us in 2 periods. It wasn't good. They may have improved drastically since then, but I really think that that Dub's team is going to win the series 3-0. He's just got a very well-rounded team, and I mean, people praised him all last season, and it was for a good reason. Dub was a very good defender. Don't sleep on their defense because he's going to be very hard to beat. Even without Chelsea there, he's good on his own.
Marine Mike, I want the expert analysis, man. Who do you got in this series?
Expert.
Hey, listen, stick to fucking hockey and not people's personal lives, man. You're better at the hockey thing.
So no, we played against. I actually got the goaltend against him when I was with Pogs and everything. I mean, their offense is good, but their defense is kind of lacking a little bit with Pale. Lime's a great goalie, but I mean, when the defense is not really there, I mean, Lime doesn't have much to work with. So with that said, I don't think they're going to be really doing much this season, especially with Agent, D-Mart, and Cortez up front. So I'm going to have to say 3-0.
Shock, man, break it down. Everybody's going sweep, and Pale's not even here to defend himself. What do you think, Shock?
And there's going to be a sweep on the panel, too, because I think it's going to be the exact same thing. As much as I love to see Pale of Mitogaron in them, I don't think they're, like Mike said, I don't think they're going to have the defensive ability to hold off the likes of D-Mart and Agent. It's just not going to happen.
Oh, man, poor Pale. I'll give you a game, man. I don't think it's going to be a sweep.
Wow,
I'm giving you a game.
Him boom.
That's not that, man. Listen, these guys are shifty. They can play. I've seen it. I know what they have come a little bit of ways. I think Cokester mixes into this line a little bit better. Wizzy's going to have a good year, I believe. This is going to be a team I really watch this year, and I'm really going to keep an eye on. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do. So we got one more series, and we're going to wrap it up here. But we got Raising Cain versus the Praetorian Guard. Man, every time I hear Praetorian, and I don't know if this is true, I think it's a Star Wars reference, but like I know nothing about Star Wars at all. So I've never seen one. It's a thing. Anyways, Raising Cain, though, is captained by none other than King Rome, my dude. He was my motherfucking ace, my brother before everybody else. So I don't even want to hear it, DJ. He's not your fucking ace. It's mine. Anyways, sorry. I didn't mean to get weird on everybody, but I'm really passionate about that. Like, he's my guy, right? So you got King Rome up the middle, one of the best. I know he's hating center this year because of the face-offs, but he's going to be a guy that does work up the middle. Casual Random, a.k.a. Bar Down, a.k.a. Legion's oldest son, will be on left wing for this team. In net, you're going to have Kinky. I think Crazy Yeti's going to slide in at right wing here. I don't know what Rome's going to do. So he's got a couple options. Crazy Yeti can play left D. So if he moves Yeti to left D and he has Nexus on right D, that slides AC up to forward with Epic Sandwich as his backup. I only say that because I don't know a ton about Epic Sandwich. Rome, I know you're watching the show right now. If you want to send me your starting lineup, that'd be great too. In net, you're going to have Kinky PB getting her shot to run this year as the full-time netminder. They will be taking on the Praetorian Guard, who most have as their favorite to actually win the cup this year. And for rightfully so, you have DJ Sergeant Lubner in net with Yambag on defense, as well as McFly playing lefty. Tom FTW up the middle, dropping to 5 was a travesty. And then you have Thamps and Edge. Now, I brought up Edge having a comeback year. Thamps is a really good scorer in that number 2 slot. His availability is going to be the question mark. He is a busy guy, but he does show up, and when he does, he is the guy. So I hope he doesn't have any scheduling issues. Now, with that being said, you have the Praetorian Guard taking on Raising Cain. Dolly, who do you like in this series and why?
Rome's team has some good players, but it's very concerning to me that he traded half of his team already. I think he sees that there was an issue, and he's tried to address it. I don't think they're going to be ready chemistry-wise to play this team. This Praetorian Guard on paper, like from the draft, is in my opinion, the most well-rounded team if everybody plays to their potential. Every single one of those players is solid, both ways. They're going to be very tough to beat for any team.
And DJ, this one. Yeah, and DJ's taken that step, man. DJ is taking that step into that next tier of net mining. I put him up there with the B Crips of the world. That dude has put in a lot of work to get to where he's at. He started as a lefty, he's playing in net. Not only is he great in net, he is elite at net. And that is my opinion. That's where he should be drafted. But he's captaining because he's smart. And that's goalies have the biggest advantage in a draft. If you go into a draft as a goalie, you have the biggest fucking advantage in the world. We'll save that for another show. Marine Mike, expert analysis, but not on life. What do you think about this series?
Well, like Dolly said, I mean, Rome just like traded like almost half his team away, but maybe it might help. I don't know. But I mean, as long as their D can play outstanding, Kinky's going to shut everything down. So, I mean, I think they might have a fighting chance. I mean, you also got to remember what Yambag is going to show up for that game. Is it going to be I'm going to run around and try to hit everything Yambag, or actually stay at home Yambag? So that's going to be a key factor there.
Yambag's got a big fucking chip on his shoulder. He won't admit it, but he does. He is ready to prove it wrong, man. He was traded 3 times last year. I think Yambag's going to have a really good year. I put him on my comeback player of the year bit. I think it's a great point that you brought up, Mike. I think he's gonna to rise to the challenge, man. I think DJ being back there is certain confidence back there. I think Yam's gonna have a really good season. Shock, man, break it down. What do you think here? Raising Kane taking on the guard.
I've been looking at the players and some of the matchups that are going to be happening. For example, at center, you said AC's playing center, correct?
No. It's going to be Rome. Rome's at center.
Oh, Rome at center. That's going to be a strong battle in the dot with Rome and Tom. I've said it to Tom directly, and I've said it before. Tom is one of the toughest centers I've ever played because we play the exact same style. And I have played against Rome as well, so I think that's going to be a big battle for puck possession right off the draws there. And I'm looking at the forwards versus the defense, and I want to give Praetorian Guard the edge in the series just because they have a solid defenseman back there in Marty who can also work the puck up.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
And with Thamps up there as well. And I want to go with you and say Yambag will be the surprise one. They may try to leave Yambag open because they will take him too lightly, and that'll bite the other team's ass.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, is with Tom, his grips are so quick. You don't it's weird. You don't even see the animate. Like, he's so fast at the timing. He has it down, and it's crazy. Oh, yeah. He's just, it's literally magical. I'm erect thinking about it because it's so good to win faceoffs at 65% clips. Think about that. I mean, that's puck possession. That's crazy. So ability, man, give it to me one time. What do you think? Raising Kane versus the guard.
Yeah, so just my breakdown here, not knowing a whole lot about Casual Random or Epic Sandwich, I think that, AC, I'm rooting for this guy to have a big season, and he very well could. It's just not going to be in this series. I mean, a lot of teams have a very tough first series matchup, and this is one of them. This is not a good matchup either for Kinky to be showcasing her 2.39 career. Now, I know that, you guys want to give praise left and right, and I will once it's been earned, okay, Kinky, because I know you're listening, because the skill's there. The problem, though, is that the whole team has to play well for you to be effective in net. It really just isn't, goalie versus the world. You hear that, B. Crips? Just throwing that out there for you.
Get hit by a bus, Ryan.
But moving over to the team DJ drafted, this guy had a hell of a draft. I mean, probably one of the best. The fact that he was able to get Marty McFly and Tom on the same team, that in itself legendary, and he put pieces together to back it up too. Edge fills in great. The team's going to put in some goals, and on top of that, I know that Marty's been making huge strides on playing D, and he's already great at the game period. So the fact that he is committed to playing defense this season too, it's going to be solid. Yambag, the only thing Yambag has to do is be there. Just be there. I swear, man, if Yambag played stay home D on this squad they've got right here, this team's going deep into the playoffs, and we're talking a potential championship win. But Yambag has to adjust. He's got to make a couple little tweaks and just not go up as much to make that hit. If he can just hold back and pinch, this team is set up to play great. And with DJ in net, that's exactly what needs to happen. Limit the breakaways, and this team is going the distance. But I tell you, in this series right here, this is another one of those series that I really don't think is a matchup. This is the third sweep I've called on the board tonight, but I'm taking DJ 3-0.
And I really think that Tom FTW is the reason that Marty McFly is playing defense this season. After going 30% in the finals, I think Tom FTW literally pwned Marty McFly to left D. I really believe that. Marty, I know you listen to the show, and you know I love you sexually, but I think Tom FTW literally anally raped your face-offs all the way back to lefty. But the good news is that I have been saying for quite some time that I would like to see a full season of Marty McFly on defense. I do. So I'm excited, man. The guard is good. Oh man, it's really tough. I'm not gonna go sweep. I'm gonna take the guard 2 out of 3 in this series. But here's the thing you guys got to understand about King Rome. This guy is a vet. This guy knows what he's doing. You could sit there and look at him and be like, what the hell was King Rome has been around the block. He knows what he's doing. He's always got a plan, and he's always going to compete. So that's our show. I have a scrim right now versus Desired Customs. I'm sure Keith is messaging me right now. Why am I late? Even though he knows I'm doing a show. I know he's messaging me.
Nah, man,
So,
he's too busy with the newspapers up the butt and stuff. He ain't worried.
Listen, greatest typo in 239 history, and it's back for another season. Let's do the old send-off here. Marine Mike, what do you got, man? Oh, Marine, hit the waivers quickly.
Oh, okay, so as everyone's been seeing, I got waiver games going up now, running the waiver wire, keeping the waivers active. You will see under the waiver wire thread, you see updated sets. I worked hard on getting nice and organized and everything so everyone can keep an eye out. A couple of people I want to shout out is Jets Killer and Net, amazing. Hockey Mike on center. If you get him on center, amazing. But with that said, captains, I implore you, if you get a chance to come in, play a couple of the waivers, you get to see how they are, and then they can get their names out. So, other than that, yeah.
And captains, remember, when you get a waiver, like, you don't get to pick. So this information could be really good for you because you have to construct your lineup based on what the now the waivers can play wherever you want them to play, but this is nice information to have. If you know that, I don't know, fucking Jets Killer's a Diesel and Net, and you have Tomps who can play lefty, maybe you move Tomps out and you move him into Net. This is good information to know. Marine Mike is your guy this year. Yambag's still doing the waivers, but Marine Mike is going to give you the statistical breakdown that you need and let you know what you need to know for the spots. So shout out to Mikey. He's doing a lot of work on it. We love you. Shock, what do you got for me, man, on the way out?
Gonna be a good season. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing how each team matches up. And good luck to everyone this season.
Dolly, hit me with it.
Yeah, good luck to everyone. It's going to be a really big night one. I honestly don't know what's going to happen this season. There are a lot of really good teams, and there's a lot of teams that can blow up hilariously. So I'm very excited to see how everything unfolds.
Champ, what do you got for me, Champ?
Well, I just want to keep it real and let all the captains know because, there are some new guys to the mix, and I know everyone's trying hard. This is 239. This is a bunch of tryhards. This is what we do. We live and breathe this shit, whether we admit it or not. So I'll tell you this, okay, in party. This didn't get a whole lot of positive talk, heading into the season. And then it started to pick up a little bit, and then a couple trades were made, and things escalated, and then, things just happened. So if there's one little word of advice I could give to all of you, a couple words, just hang in there, keep doing your thing, keep trying hard, keep pressing, and, work as a team, build that chemistry. Take it easy with the trades, fellas. Build the chemistry on these squads. A lot of good players, a lot of good teams assembled. I think that, there could be a lot of shockers throughout the set of games that we have to play in the next couple weeks. So, hang in there, play well. I love all your faces so much. And remember, champion, baby.
Okay. Hey, by the way, did we decide we're not doing our bet that we had? We're not doing that. Are you what's happening?
Okay. So now this became a thing on the Throwdown. Okay, so we talked privately about it, and there was a consensus, but you felt the need to bring it up now. I see.
Listen.
Okay.
I just wanted to know. People still have no idea. We'll save that for another week if we decide to. I was asking because I didn't know if I was taking a viewer. Honestly, I had no idea. We'll talk later. Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, what's his bet? Don't leave us hanging.
Listen. Here's the send-off. I got to give the send-off because I have a series, and Keith is irate at me right now. Now I got to get the guy a fucking Dairy Queen Blizzard because I'm late. So, couple things. First and foremost, Clancy absolutely pissed at me right now because I didn't pick him to win. Secondly, excuse me, a Praetorian Guard. The Praetorian Guard was an elite unit of Imperial Roman army whose members served as personal bodyguards to the Roman emperors. DJ, stupid fucking name. Shout out to Kinky on hitting me with the fucking link. So I shout out to her. As always, man, this is the last Throwdown before game start. Next time we see you, we're going to have standings. We're going to have stats. We're going to have other shit to go off of. So it's going to be exciting. I got to go for my series. I'm doing the send-off right now. This has been another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. We love you all. Peace.